Yeah, I mean, I think it's on all of us. The organizational thing. We have a great mental performance coach in Kerry, and so I think he plays a part in that. I think when you have young players, you have to have all those conversations. I mean, that's stuff that happens in life, but I think our guys here we have a good culture and atmosphere of that mental performance to be able to work through that, and at the same time, you just got to continue to get better and better. So that's a good question, I think, and you see the ebbs and flows, and everyone talks about player development as skill and on court, but what you're talking about is a piece of player development as well, how you handle those things throughout a season. And it's not just the praise too; it's handling not playing well. It's handling can you bounce back. We always say the greats are able to suck for a quarter and they come right back. They suck for 4 possessions, they come right back. How quickly can you get back to being yourself as an individual, as a team? So just good learning experiences.
Speaking of player development, I mean, you were part of that process, during your assistant days, and you've seen how you do it here. What do you think has made this organization effective at developing players, if you had to point to a couple of things?
Yeah, I mean, one, alignment. I think there's great communication from top to bottom, having an understanding of, Celtics basketball, what basketball looks like, as far as where the league is going and the type of players that you need. So I think the alignment from ownership, front office, coaching staff, I think plays a huge part in that. I think part of development is more than the basketball court. I think it's the locker room, the strength that you have, the people that you bring in. And then I think, obviously the front office does a great job in their talent development, and our player development staff does a great job there. So I just think it's a alignment top to bottom that gives you a shot to be able to do that. For a guy, you can't, obviously the players working hard is the number one thing. Like they got to, they're the ones that are out there. So, that's a huge piece is they got to put the time in and credit to the guys that we've brought in, they've put the time in.
For a guy like Jordan, how much is it opportunity? How much is it he's gotten much better at this or that or, any number of things?
I'd say it's both. I mean, player development is also playing, and so I think he's obviously in the past have shown signs of being able to do it, and he's continued to get better at that. So, I mean, it's obviously his work ethic, but it's also getting the opportunity to be able to do that and then taking advantage of it.
Is there anything Thursday that concerns you besides just kind of the second half in terms of the missed shots?
Concerning as far as what, like long term? Oh yes. No, I mean I think one, they did a good job. I mean, for most of that stretch that they've been playing, they've played Sims, and they did a good job going away from Sims and playing more mobile bigs to where they were able to switch, and then offensively they were able to spread you out, and so they put us in some compromising situations on both ends of the floor. But I think at the end of the day, those 10, 15 possessions on the offensive end, they did a good job in the first half of switching their defensive coverage to more switching. When that happens, we have to be more aggressive and creative about how we attack switching over the course of the long haul, on the offensive end. And then defensively, defending 5 guys that can shoot the ball, that's why you have lineups like that. They spread you out, and so stuff that we have to work on regardless of who we're playing, but from a long-term standpoint, no.
When a guy Kuzma kind of kept them in the game in the first half, I thought you might be more upset about him getting to the rim in the second quarter as opposed to the second half. Yeah, I mean, getting to his right hand, getting to the tendency where he has to be able to do that. Some of that was in transition, some of that was on individual defense, and those are the things that those are just habits and things that you have to get better at regardless, is understanding player tendencies, understand the game plan, taking that away. So yeah, you're 100% right. I think it's sometimes in those situations, letting a guy get going, and then it's harder to turn everyone off in the second half, and that's kind of what happened there. When you see a guy like him get going, or Portis, can you make adjustments in-game defensively to say, okay, it's his night, we've got to shut off the faucet?
I mean, we went zone coming out of a timeout, and then Portis hits 2 corner threes against the zone, and so I mean, I think sometimes, trust me, by the time they get to the point where the adjustment's already been made. We have to be better up to that point, of taking away in the first half. Portis gets a left-hand hook, goes over his left shoulder, gets a right-hand shot. That's a tendency that we have to take away. Kuzma driving to his right hand, that's a tendency that we have to take away. And so you're working through that. It starts with that, and then the game will tell you where you have to go from there. But they played well. I mean, you got to give them credit. They played well. We didn't play at our best, and we got another chance to do that coming up on Monday.
Joe, Portis kind of got up in Jaylen's face, played to the crowd. It kind of felt like that pumped him up. How did you feel like you guys responded in that moment?
I mean, I think Portis has made a career of doing that. I think it's the kind of player that he is. I didn't really think anything of it.
Joe, you guys have done a good job as a team taking care of the ball. With Derek and Peyton in particular, they're handling the ball more, but their turnover percentages are down this year. Just what have you seen from their ability to just limit their turnovers?
Yeah, I mean, we have a little bit more spacing, more dribble drive. It just makes the 2-on-1s a little bit easier to see. I mean, we've always been a relatively, knock on wood, a good taking care of the basketball team that helps us control the shot margin. So, I mean, they're smart players. They can handle, they can shoot off pick and rolls, they can make good decisions. Really, it's just about what they're able to do when they have the ball in their hands.
Why are the 2-on-1 easier to see now?
They're easier for them?
Yeah.
We're in a little bit more dribble drive. We have 3 ball handlers on the floor. We're playing smaller lineups. When you're playing smaller, the spacing's much different. You're able to see those there, and so that kind of helps.